So hey guys, I still don't have my camera, so again, forgive me for having shaky hands. Anyway, I posted these wheels up last night for sale. I know I'm gonna regret getting rid of them, maybe down the road, but I'm not really liking the fitment on these because they're also tucked in, and the fronts are 16s and the backs are 17s. I think they're too small for the car. But I woke up this morning after posting it last night and got a bunch of replies. So I guess either I priced them too low or there's just a huge demand for it. Maybe a little bit of both. But anyway, I was able to trade these off with some OG fixies and start to jack it up on that one side just so that I can remove the wheels, load them up in the truck, and head out to grab these wheels. I know, like I said, I am gonna regret it, but this is gonna be a driver's car, so it's not a collector. In fact, I'm actually looking to, to sell the bracket and the spare tire and the pump as a set, because I'm not really gonna need that. I mean, this is like 27 years old, 28, or however. I doubt these things are gonna be any good inflated. So, and I'm gonna have aftermarket wheels, so maybe eventually get that vented hood so that I can route the radiator fan out from the hood, pretty much how I have the V-mount set up on the FD. But she's up top, so I can't really show it. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to document that, and yeah. It's 2:40 in the morning. Just got home, dropped off the other three. I noticed that the wheel that I had a little bit of a concern about, that might slightly be bent, did not have air, so that's a little worrisome. That's the fixie wheel. Anyway, I'm gonna put air in it, and hopefully it holds. Hey guys, the wheels are on. Uh, I'm not digging it at the moment. It's not bad. I just I'm really a 5-spoke guy, so I'm not really quite used to the whole mesh or multi-spoke thing. She does look good on pictures from the other cars that I've seen having them on, but um, I'm not sure. I do like the fact that it's not flush, so it did fill the wheel well. The if you look at the rear, so the stock wheels was like close to over 2 inches further in, so that didn't look quite right. And this maybe it's the simple fact that that these haven't been lowered yet. So I mean, this thing has a 4-finger gap. The other, I believe, is three. So she needs to get lowered for me to, I think, like the setup. They are fixies, and I've always been a fixies guys. I've had about, I don't know, maybe 5 sets throughout my lifetime, mostly the FM5s and the Profil. I am a 5-spoke guy, like I said, so not really too keen on the multi-spoke thing. They do look good on other cars, just not mine. Um, but I think it'll grow on me. It does fit the NSX. It's just looking like it's a 4x4 at this point. So that's probably most likely why I'm not digging it. I did a bit of polishing on these wheels, not as much because I guess I can show you what they were when I bought them as opposed to what I've done so far. So as you can tell, I did, I don't know if you can see it, but I did just the bottom part. I just started to on this wheel. You can tell the difference up top, how it was versus after having done one coat or one step of polish. If you can see that. And I'm actually getting ready to, let me squeeze in here, getting ready to take out the front wheel because I am going to steam clean the inner barrel as well as the face, because I think that's the better scenario. I did that with the work wheels and it came out really nice. It was just as grimy. The work wheels, well, since the blow up, I haven't really had a chance to clean it yet. It still has a brake dust, but you can tell the inner barrel's polished just as well as, I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, as the outer lip, the 2-step lip. So eventually I want to get it to that condition. It's sort of starting to get cool here in PA. So I'm gonna take this wheel up to my jacuzzi or hot tub. Oh, it's not a hot tub, but it's the tub. You know, with the jet. I forget what the hell they call it. But anyway, I am going to take this wheel up there and steam clean it there. Yeah, just because it's just cooler here, and the tub has a drain. I don't want to do it here and have to clean up after. I just want it to drain. I rarely use that to. I don't take baths, so and there's nobody here to pester me about using the tub to clean the wheels. The Techno polish is, you can tell, it's pretty worn, so I don't know what to do with it. Probably contact my fixie guy, and find out whether or not maybe I'll just have them do it or have a wheel shop do it. But I mean, I've done a lot of polishing in the past, and I think I could do it. I just want to make sure that it's good for the wheel. But yeah, and it has some curb rashes I don't know if you guys can see it, and get those fixed. And I was kind of concerned that this might have been a dent, because it does have a little bit of warpage here, but it's not leaking air. I might get a new barrel or something, or it is a 3-piece. So anyway, I don't know. Well, for the trade and the cost, the little cost that I have, it's better than the stock wheels. Although I did not expect the stock wheels to go that quick, because I might have priced it low. I guess there's a huge demand on the 7-spoke OEM wheels. I'm still new to the NSX game, and I'm not quite sure what's fair value and what isn't. But anyway, you can tell from here that it's flush. Once she's lowered, I might be able to go a little wider in the rear and the front, simply because when you lower it, it's going to camber a bit, and I might keep that camber depending on what the alignment's going to be. I might have some room to go just a tad bit wider. But anyway, okay, so on to the next problem on this set of wheel, other than the curb rash. The fronts, I am only getting two, I don't know, 1 3/4 to 2 full turns on the lug nuts. So that's not safe. You need to at least to have, if I remember correctly, from my track days, that they recommend you have at least 7 full turns, and they also prefer an extended stud with an open lug nut. So I don't want to go open lug nut, but I do need extended studs before I can take her out with these set of wheels. I don't have a spare, so I'm pretty much stranded until I get extended studs. You can tell, I mean, the wheel hub, see that silver part right there? That's where it starts, and see that depth? The stud just can't cover it. Okay, let's see if I can do this with one hand. See, not much. That's right there, I think 3/4 turn. So if you can see where the stud is, I don't know if you can see it, it's almost flush to where the tapered part starts. So there's not much there. And oh, by the way, that is plasti dip. So it looks like the previous owner dipped this. It might have been the center spoke only. I mean, not the center spoke, the face, but so this is plasti dip. So I might have either plasti dip. Actually, you know, he plasti dipped the whole wheel, because because most of the stuff I've been peeling ended here. So I think he just did the spokes part. So in essence, I need extended stud, but they do. And thanks to Ian, who gave me the heads up on the Facebook group. He has a red NSX himself. He had to do this with his Tacoma, where he actually got it. I believe it's called the what is it? The conical extended lug nut, or whatever it is. So what it is, it's, let me grab this guy right here. And I ordered it this morning. So what it is, it's at the end of this taper end. Let's see if I can focus. There you go. At the tapered end is a straight cylinder that's threaded, and what it does, it actually is able to go through this port, or this hole, and be able to thread that lug nut much deeper. I'll see if I can maybe add this to this video and get a snapshot of it, see what it looks like. And that might temporarily get me to get at least 6 to 7 turns on this wheel to drive her before, because, you know, I mean, changing I believe I gotta remove the hub, and if I don't, I believe I need to do a notch on the hub to be able to get the extended stud in. So it's gonna be a pain, but luckily I think I only have to do this on the front because I had at least I think 6 or 7 turns in the rear with the regular lug nuts. So I may not have to do the rear wheel, unless of course I decide to, you know, with after lowering it and got enough get enough clearance, maybe put a spacer to kind of widen it a bit before I can go wider set of wheels. But I probably won't do that. I'm not really a big fan of spacers, but for street driving, that's not, I mean, it's okay. But really not want to do that. But anyway, so that's the whole situation with the wheel. I'm getting ready to jack her up and take the front wheel off and start with that one and get the inner barrel and get the whole entire wheel cleaned. The wheel is off. Let's get her to the bathtub. Okay, so it's in the tub. Getting ready to soak it with some wheel cleaner first before I start using the steamer. I got the driver's side front done. That's the best I'm going to be able to get it to look as good. The finish, as I've said before, is really not as great, but this is actually worse on the passenger side. It's much more visible, but it's okay. It's better than the stockers. Because it does provide me with a flush fitment, so I'm okay with it. It'll do for now temporarily. You can kind of see on here the difference between what's already been done and what hasn't. The one on the left has been completed. Still also has blemishes, and it's not as bad as actually the fronts, but it'll do, like I said. The right, I've started to do the top part. You can see the difference. So I finally got the temporary solution for a short wheel stud. So real quickly, just wanted to show you the difference. If you notice that the thread ends at the tapered end, so that's basically as far as you're going to go into threading this lug nut into your wheel stud. Whereas the one that I got, it doesn't end at the tapered end, it actually continues further, so you get some more revolutions on your stud for it to be more secure. So just kind of wanted to give you show you what the differences are between the two. So hopefully that makes sense. Also, by the way, what I typically do is I put NSX on the face of the rotor hub, because that's what it typically tends to bind if it does get some rust. I never, I mean, these cars are garage, but from the previous owners, you can tell that their surface rust has a tendency to kind of stick to the face of the wheel hub. And I also do the studs as well. And considering that I put the NSX on the studs, I usually go a couple of pounds more as far as the torque, just so that, because I know that plays a role into how much, what the actual torque you're applying to the wheel lug nut. So I tend to go about maybe 5 foot-pounds a little higher, just simply because I have NSX on the studs. Trying to do this with one hand, just so that I get. So she's finally down. Got her torqued up. Um, so I managed to get a little bit over 6 full turns on the front and 7.5 on the rear. So that is a lot better than the 2.5s that I was getting on the stock lug nuts. The 2.5 in the front, I believe it was like a little over 3.5 on the rear. So that's pretty dangerous. So for now, I'll work with these lug nuts, and once I'm able to get the order that I placed from Napa, which is studs that are slightly longer than the OEM and a lot less shorter than the really extended ARP studs. But anyway, if these OEM studs lasted for 27 plus years, I should be okay with another set of OE. At the very least, the extended one from the other Acura models. But yeah, so you're noticing, and yes, I do plan on lowering it, just simply because the gap is just tremendous. So it's, at least I got the whole indent out of the equation, because the stock one was completely like 3 inches in. So now it's sitting somewhat flush. Get some camber when I lower it, so it should clear the wheel well, and I should be good as far as suspension for now. And hopefully I can do more. So I appreciate the time that you guys spent watching this video. If you want to see the progression that I'm going to have with the NSX, please subscribe and comment down below on anything that you find particular that I should be doing to the NSX. I am thinking about the NSXR rear wing, but I would like to try and keep her looking as stock as much as possible. Maybe as far as aesthetic wise, maybe just a front lip, and see how she looks once she's lowered. Anyway, thanks guys, and again, subscribe and be kind.